what? That they also will give something to you. This under the hadith of Rasulullah is also riba. Okay? These are abwab of riba, chapters of riba, masal of riba, that we do not even understand to be part of riba. So the fiqh of Sharia is that if a person is giving something, then if you are doing it to help him, then you cannot expect anything back. You do not ask for anything back. And if you want to profit from it, then you need to take the possibility, the risk of losing it as well. So if a person puts money into an investment, then if that investment loses money, then you will also lose money. If it makes money, if it profits, then you will also profit. So at the very basis, this is the idea, the psyche of the fiqh of commerce in deen, that if a person wants to give, then they give wholeheartedly, and then they will receive their entire return without any benefit. And if you want to profit from it, then you also have to bear the possibility of losing, the risk of loss as well. Imam Ghazali rahimahullah, he says that in his Ihya Ulumuddin, he discusses the issue regarding riba under the bab of shukr, the bab of the chapter of shukr, showing gratitude. How does that connect with riba? That he says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created things in this world for our benefit. As in the Quran Kareem, هُوَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ لَكُم مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا. That whatever a person sees in this world, whatever these things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created in this world, this is all for our benefit. From amongst these things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created certain things which are maqsood and objective in themselves. That those things themselves are the objective. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created food. The objective of that is that you eat it, you consume it, you gain energy, you serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ibadah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us clothing, a person wears it. There is materials, a person builds a house, they live in it. These are all things which a person directly benefits from. Then there are those things which he calls that are wasa'il, they are means. The object of these are that through these means that you take the objectives. So money, wealth, gold, silver, cash, these are only means. If a person is stranded on an island and they have millions of dollars, what are they going to do? Nothing. It's only a means. That only if you have, through this, you can gain something. The issue is when a person makes the means the objective, this is a person is not showing shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ni'am. Because the ta'rif, the definition of shukr is what? To use each thing in its appropriate place. If your friend gave you a watch as a gift, and he said, "The brother, it's a gift for you, hadiyah for you," you say, "Jazakallah," and you throw it away. So is that shukr? Although you said thank you, but because you didn't use it as it was supposed to be used. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created money, wealth, gold, silver as what? These are means. These are means for attaining the objectives of the other benefits Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put in this world. So when a person makes that the objective, they are not using that ni'mah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in its proper place, in the proper manner. That is why, and what happens in that is that as a human society, you cannot move forward. And if everyone starts only dealing with money and only money, their only objective becomes the means themselves, then what will happen? There won't be any objectives left. There is no food left. There is no factories to make clothing left. That is why all of the focus in Islamic financing is what? That upon things which a person can actually use. Things that a person they are the objectives in themselves for human usage. So this is at the very fundamental level that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created a system, and just as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us ibadah to worship Him, how we have to worship Him, like that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has also given us a system of financing of how a person lives, commercial ahkam, so that our manafir, so that for our benefit. This is something that we need to drill into our hearts and minds. That the ahkam, the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether it be of permissibility or impermissibility, is to ensure that our benefit is kept in this world. If something is made haram, that you cannot eat this, so it's not, oh man, I can't eat it. The idea is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has protected you. If the FDA says that don't consume this, everyone is happy, right? Why? Because there's an ingredient here which is harmful to you. So like that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, this is haram, this is harmful for you, do not engage in this. If you engage in such and such a transaction, this is harmful for you as a society. The problem comes what? When a person is very selfish and they look at their personal benefit only. If I do this, then only I will benefit, and so this is how much I will benefit in the world. But we lose sight of the societal problem. Remember, it says that two people are happy that they want to engage in any relationship. What's your problem? The problem is what? That there is so many more repercussions that will come in the society. That you don't live in an isolated area. That you're not the only one in this world. But we live as a human society. That all of these have effect. So that's why especially the ahkam, the sharia of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is at a very general level. That all of people, that everyone, how will they be able to survive and benefit from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's world? لا تأكلوا الربا ضعافا مضاعفا. What keeps a person away from ma'asi, from disobedience? And how does a person turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. That when taqwa is taken out of the equation, then anything you tell a person doesn't make a difference. Why? Because the moment the door is closed and you're the only one in the office, then it is just you and the computer. So وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. So when taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there, then everything remains in its right place. لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. At the end of the ayah of riba, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says what? That have taqwa. Why? So that you may be successful. And success is gauged by what? In the akhirah. That it's not a mere small gain in this world of riba, that a person gained so much and because of that someone else lost out, but a person is very happy. Rather, success is gauged where? In the hereafter. وَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي أُعِدَّتْ لِلْكَافِرِينَ. Fear that fire which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has, which has been kindled for the disbelievers. وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ, obey Allah and His Rasul, لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ, so that you may be shown mercy. From amongst the mercies of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, rahmah, we translate it as mercy, but it's a much broader concept. Rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't just mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give the person reward. It is ayn rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is a rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a sharia. That certain things have been made permissible, certain things have been made impermissible. That a guidance has been given to us to live by in this world. This is all part of the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us understanding of the Quran.